Hello, fellow captains. This is the Doctor. Welcome back, everybody. Boy, do we have a very fun and very content-filled look ahead here on Star Trek Online. Just a ton of stuff to do here. Agents of Yesterday has landed. This is the next expansion. It's out. It's here. There is just a ton of stuff to do. I am going to cover all of it. All of it. First, let's get to this. This is the official announcement on the website. It says, Agents of Yesterday now available. First of all, I love this art. It's very classic, very retro. It really brings out the theme for this expansion. I like this a lot. Now available. To celebrate the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, the crew of Star Trek Online could not be prouder to announce our third expansion, Agents of Yesterday, is now live. Prepare your classic original series tunics and dust off your Mark II phasers. You're about to take an away mission to an amazing adventure in the classic 60s era. Our expansion is full of amazing features to bring you a complete and classic experience here in Star Trek Online. First and foremost, players can create brand new captains in the original series era and engage in story that takes them through the 23rd century and beyond. There will be sweeping mysteries to solve. One that ties into the overall story of Star Trek Online has been telling for years. For players that choose to keep playing with their existing characters, we have can't miss set of 5 episodes. So we are getting 5 episodes that will tie up the story arc we've been telling for nearly a year. Next, we have an amazing cast of voice actors joining our captains on their adventure through this episodic content. Walter Koenig, I don't know, I can't say the name, will be reprising his role as Chekhov. Chris Duhan will be filling in for his father by playing Montgomery Scott. Chase Masterson will be reprising her role as Admiral Leda from the Mirror Universe, and Matt Winston will be making his Star Trek Online debut as Agent Daniels. I believe that is the original actor who played Daniels in Enterprise as well. Originally seen on Star Trek Enterprise. Finally, we have Joseph Gatt playing the cyborg crewman 0718, a character from the new Star Trek movies who join us on our first adventures into that universe. In addition to the amazing story content and voice actors, we have brand new temporal reputation that will grant people not only powers and a new suite of in-game gear, but new Q-based content to play. The new temporal specialization will let people continue to differentiate their captains at in-game and provides a full complement of brand new bridge officer powers. We will also be running a new Temporal Agent recruit event for a limited time for any of our new TOS-era captains. The recruitment system will provide challenges for players to complete that will provide a reward to that captain and rewards for any other captains on their account. This expansion truly captures the feel of the original series, and I can't wait to see everybody in game. From Steve Ricosa, executive producer, Star Trek Online. So that's the official announcement, folks. It's on. Now, this TOS faction thing, not a limited time. This is going to be in the game forever, as long as the game is online. The TOS faction will now be a faction you can start, just alongside the Federation faction, Romulan faction, and Klingon faction. They are considering this a faction. However, you are still part of the Federation when you start the TOS faction. You are not part of Romulan or Klingon. Now, beyond that, they have the temporal recruit thing going on right now. So if you create a TOS character, you automatically become a temporal recruit during the time frame that the temporal recruit thing is active. That is a limited time. So at a certain date, that's going to stop. So any TOS characters you create after that date will not be temporal recruits. They are only temporal recruits during the time period that the temporal recruit thing is active. And I'll show you the dates on that because we're going to go in-game and see that. So that's the official announcement on that. That's how it's all going to work out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and jump in-game, and we're going to take a look at the new things and what you can do, because that's probably the biggest question on your mind. Okay, this expansion is out. Now what do I do? What missions do I play? How do I set up a Federation, TOS character? How do I become a temporal recruit? Where are the SDFs? How do I access them? Where is all that new content, those new missions and all that? So that's what we're going to go take a look at now. I have spent just a little bit of time today looking at what is in there, so I've got a little bit of information to share. I'm sure there's probably things I will miss, but we'll just learn those along the way as we go. And I'm also going to go over with you my plan and my action plan for bringing you as much content as I can on this expansion, because I want to make as many recordings and videos and everything on this content. There's just so much to show and so much to do that's going to take me time to do. So all I ask is that you bear with me, be patient. That content will come. I will have all of those videos recorded on my channel. It is just a matter of time. Give me the time to do it and it will come up. It's because I can only do so much per day. But that's the deal, guys. Yeah, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead, stop the video here, and transition to in-game. That will just be a second for you, so just stand by. Okay, and just like that, everybody, we are in the game. This is it. This is the expansion. This is Agents of Tomorrow. Right off the bat, of course, you don't really see anything that looks very different except for this global event thing going on right now. Now, here's the deal. Here's how you can find out what to do. One of the first things is hit this little down triangle here, and wrong triangle, excuse me, hit the question mark, and you'll get what's new in Agents of Yesterday. So you can read over this thoroughly, and this will kind of tell you some of the things. Now, this isn't all the things, but these are some of the new things here in Agents of Yesterday. Agents of Yesterday is now available in this new expansion. Captains can explore the frontiers of time and space in a number of new episodes, including adventures set in the time of the original series, new queues challenging captains, allowing them to progress within the Temporal Defense Initiative reputation to earn exciting new rewards, bridge officers, temporal operative specialization, science-based abilities, all kinds of stuff. For information, of course, you can go to the actual official website. 23rd Century Federation captains arrive. Players can now create captains in the classic 23rd century era of the original series. Following the lead of Kirk, Spock, and the crew of the Enterprise, a new generation of Starfleet captains seek out new life and new civilizations, boldly going where no one has gone before. New queues. These are SDFs. 2 exciting new queues arrive with this expansion. Defend the Federation against a devastating planet killer in Days of Doom, and fight with the Alliance for the galactic timeline in the legendary Battle of Procyon 5. New missions through time and space. A number of new episodes await captains. So let's close this chat real quick. A number of new episodes await captains of all factions and eras as a shadowy group conspires to undo the galactic timeline and the Alliance. Temporal agents will join forces with legends throughout time and space to put an end to a time-spanning conflict. Temporal Defense Initiative reputation. Take part in the exciting new queues to earn temporal marks and chronoton buffers. Once earned, you can use them to acquire amazing new temporal gear, traits, and rewards to use in space and on the ground. Temporal Operative Specialization. This new specialization is science-based and features many new exotic damaging kit module abilities. The specialization also provides a unique new starship trait that utilizes a mastery of time to tactical effect. And Temporal Operative Bridge Officers. Bridge Officers can now be trained to join the ranks of the Temporal Operatives. Once trained, they can wield new entropy game mechanic to great effect members of your command crew on the ground or in depths of space. Now, all that sounds complicated, but honestly, guys, it's not that complicated. So the first question you have to ask yourself is really this. Are you currently, an in-game character, level 60, and then from that standpoint, what do you want to do with the expansion? And then the second question is, do you want to roll a new character? Do you want to create a new character? The only way to experience the full TOS faction is to roll a new character. You cannot do all of the TOS unique missions on the regular Federation Starfleet faction. There are some new missions they've added, but those you need to keep in mind are separate from what the new TOS, all the new TOS unique faction missions are. So in order to get the most benefit from what this expansion has to offer, you are going to want to create a new character and do a whole new playthrough of a new character during the time of the Temporal Recruit event. If you do that, that's going to give you the most experience of what this expansion has to offer, because that's the biggie. Those are the big things here with this expansion. If you're a level 60 character, there is still some stuff you can enjoy. You know, if you're an in-game character, you don't want to roll a new character. You don't want to play through, you know, all those missions again, you know, from a new character standpoint. There are still some things you can enjoy from this whole expansion, but you're not going to get the biggest piece of the puzzle here. You're just going to get pieces of the puzzle. So what you'll be able to do as an in-game character, like this character here, the Doctor, level 60 in-game, not a new character. I've had this character since the beginning of the game in 2009 or 10 or whatever year this game started, I forgot. And so what you can do is right now you can go to missions just like you normally do, and you will see that there are some new storyline missions to play. Under Klingon War, everything is the same, but they've added a new storyline mission called Yesterday's War under Klingon War. This is what's new. It says, join the fight against rogue time travelers in a struggle to protect and preserve the galactic timeline. You have the Once and Future Agent, where you're going to meet Daniels. Then you have this thing called the Core of the Matter. These are level 20 missions. You see where they've put them in the storyline now. These are level 20 missions, but as an in-game character with this new content just come to the game, you have not played these yet. So these will be brand new. That's why it says Hail here. These are brand new. I haven't played these yet. So here's 2 missions right here you can go play, basically. And I imagine that there might even be more stuff that they add under Yesterday's War in the future. I mean, there's only basically one mission. This mission here, this first one, is basically just a contact mission, so you know who your contact is. This second one, the Core of the Matter, is the real mission. So there's really only one mission here. So I can see, obviously, there's a lot of room here for them to add more missions in the future. So perhaps that's the plan, you know, that they will fill out Yesterday's War in the future. Or it could be, because I haven't started a new character yet, it could be that Yesterday's War contains all the faction-specific missions to the TOS character, the TOS faction. And it would not show up on a level 60 current character because those missions are only unique to the TOS faction. It could also be that. I have not started one yet, so I don't know what the mission tree looks like under the TOS faction. I'll find that out when I run the TOS faction and I start a new character, of course. Then I'll be able to see the mission tree, you know, and see what missions are available. So it could be either way. Right now, I don't know because I haven't started a new character, but all I know is on my in-game characters, my level 60 current in-game characters, this is what's available to me. I can play the Core of the Matter. There's more to it, though. However, if you go to the very last one, Future Proof, there's some new missions here as well. Under the Temporal Front, which is what the last mission was that we played, and I do have a video of that. I'll put a link up top. There is the 2 new missions here that have been added. There's Temporal Reckoning and Ragnarok. So these are 2 brand new. You can see Hail here. I have not opened these. Now these are level 60 missions, so these can only be played once you hit, you know, in-game. So there's at least 3 missions right there from a current, you know, in-game level 60 standpoint that you can go play with this new expansion. So that's cool. I also looked in these missions, and there are some temporal rewards.
There's been a serious temporal incursion. Head to Deep
Temporal
Space Nine
shielded
and use the
data
wormhole
core
to travel to...
So some of these rewards look to be pretty good. I don't know what the rewards for Ragnarok are, but there was a temporal reward there, and then under this one, I can't hail this one to see. This one, you see, this one is just a contact mission, just to get you to the contact. Temporal Agent Philip Cray. It's not really a mission. So that is what you can do just straight up front. The very first thing, if you want to just enjoy some of the new missionary content, is to come here and play that. Now, it's possible they may add more because it said in the notes that there's going to be 5 new missions, and I only count like 3 here. So it's possible that there will be more coming in the future as they release them. Unless I'm just not seeing. I have looked through all the other storyline missions, and I'm not seeing anything new. There's nothing new under the Iconian. There's nothing new under the Delta Quadrant. or Solanae, or the Borg, Breen, Cardassian, Romulan, Wasteland, or Klingon War. There's nothing new under those. So that's all I'm seeing right now as far as new missions is yesterday's war with the Core of the Matter, and then Future Proof with Temporal Reckoning and Ragnarok. So that's a starting place right there. That's where you can start. This mission here seems to be giving you background on the Procyon 5, and I believe that's an STF. So it may be a good idea to play that first before you do the STF to give you some background on that. Now, as far as the STFs go, that's another thing you can do as an in-game character, level 60, obviously, is you can come up here, and now they have the two new STFs here. They got Days of Doom and the Battle of Procyon 5. So here we go. This is the normal version here, and I am guessing that there are harder difficulties. Let's see. You know, I don't know, though. Yeah, there are. Okay, Days of Doom Advanced and Days of Doom Elite. I can see nobody's playing the Elite one right now, but there are people playing the Advanced one, and then more people probably playing the normal version. I would say, obviously, if you're going to start off on a new STF you've never played before, start with the normal version, because you need to figure out the tactics and what the optionals are and what's required before you go to Advanced or Elite. It says, an undocumented attack on a 23rd century Federation outpost has been detected. Return to the past and stop this assault before it changes the prime timeline forever. And it sounds like it might be a doomsday device. The Battle of Procyon 5. Now this one is cool. Temporal fleets clash in the 26th century for the fate of the galactic timeline. Join the fight of the ages. That's the Enterprise J, folks. The Enterprise J. Now you're not going to get to fly it, but I believe it's going to like help you or something somehow in that STF. I have not played these yet, but it's going to play a part in that STF, so that is pretty cool. And of course it has an advanced and elite version as well. So again, I would start with the normal version so you can figure out how to play it, and then go to advanced or elite after that. So as a level 60 character, straight off the bat, you know, you don't want to roll a new character or whatever. You can play some new missions, and you got 2 new STFs to grind for. But it gets even better, because the reason why you want to grind those STFs, of course, is for the new reputation. Here it is. The Temporal Defense Initiative, a brand new temporal reputation here, set up just like the others. It's got all kinds of passive abilities, temporal flux conditioning, dissipates, all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go over everything right now. Maybe in the future I will make a video on you know, all the things in here. I've got to open it up first because I can't even see what's in the store or anything until I open it up. Let's bring this down here. But you can kind of see, here's a picture of the armor that it's going to look like, and hopefully you can change the color of that because I don't like those colors. It says completing this project gives you the following options. You got tier 1 passive abilities. You got very rare purple temporal defense chronoton rifle ground weapons, very rare purple temporal defense initiative personal shield, a chronoton drive actuator, which is part of an ordnance set. That's tier 2, tier 1, tier 3, tier 2, excuse me. You get temporal defense chronoton assault ground weapons, temporal defense chronoton pistols, temporal defense initiative deflector array, advanced temporal defense chronoton torpedo. Here you got temporal defense chronoton projectile space weapon, advanced temporal defense chronoton dual pistols, temporal defense initiative combat impulse engine, chronoton micro torpedo spread module. These are kit modules. Anti-time entanglement field, mechanic kit module, bioharmonic emitter. Even more stuff. You got a warp core, a singularity core, chronoton beam array, chronoton dual heavy cannons, and then you have the armor and a shield array. So a whole temporal set to play with here. I look forward to opening this up and, you know, getting everything that I possibly can, because obviously I want to do that. So that's another thing you can do here as an in-game character, grind for that reputation, because that's how the game is set up. And it gets even better. You can go, and there's a whole new specialization to grind for now called Temporal Operative. So I've already put one specialization point into it, but you've got 4 tiers to unlock. Let's see what the final abilities are. We have improved non-linear progression. Eliminates the power drain that is naturally caused by leaving your ship in reverse. The improved version of this trait also causes captain abilities to recharge more quickly. Temporal operative kit modules, okay. So that's an interesting kind of ability. The passive on this is, I believe, more physical damage. Current bonus space exotic particle generator skill. Oh, and kit performance skill ground. Okay, so those are the passives. Well, interesting. So yeah, a whole new specialization to grind for as well, so that'll keep you very busy. And then of course you have the whole temporal operative, bridge officer, seating stuff for ships. I mean, if you bought the pack and all that, or you're buying the ships, you know, there's a whole bunch of C-store stuff to buy. Here's a 23rd century outfit, not outfit, but environmental suit. I don't know why they have that here under featured, like that's a big featured thing, is an environmental suit. But the big thing that y'all are going to be interested in, most people are going to be interested here, are the ships, right? You have the 31st century temporal ship bundle. You got the engineering science tactical ship. That's the science, that's the tactical, and that's the engineering one. That's the dreadnought, by the way. They have hangar bays. I don't think the tactical one does, but the science and the dreadnought have hangar bays. They have epoch fighters. Anyway, ships. You'll notice it says available on mine. I did buy the entire pack. I bought the whole temporal pack, so I have access to everything the temporal pack gave me. So I have all the ships. Well, I don't have them right now, but I have the ability to claim any of the ships. So yes, I will be doing reviews on these ships, you know, in the future once I equip them and figure them all out and everything, but that's something coming. There are other ships too. Beyond that, there are the 26th century ships, like you've got the Temporal Battle Cruiser Tier 6 Paladin, the Temporal Cruiser Sagittarius class, the Temporal Escort. These are like 26th century ships. Temporal Science Vessel Tier 6 Nautilus. So those are some new ships, of course. You can you know, claim or buy or do whatever if you want. Temporal Special Agent Pack. You can see I have purchased the whole pack. Here's kind of a picture of everything included. I got all the costumes and everything. I got all the training manuals. I have this character, the Cyborg. I haven't done anything with him yet. And of course all the ships, which I'm really looking forward to. If you go to items, that is where you will find 0718 Bridge Officer. So he is a bridge officer. It says here from his description, he is a fully artificial life form. They call him an android here. I don't think that's really true from the TV series. I mean the movie series. I believe he was just a cyborg. He was an enhanced or augmented person, not a full android. But here they made him a full android, is what it sounds like. So a little different from the movie. Just got to keep that in mind. If you bought the pack like I did, you'll have temporal operative specialization, qualifications for temporal operative specialization. Each of these items allows you to add temporal operative specialization to a bridge officer. You'll have tech up. Thank you for temporal pack and claiming. We'll go into a pack of 3 upgrade tech items. So those are some things you can play with as well. There was something else somewhere too, I think. I'm not sure. Costumes and stuff. So yeah, I mean, if you bought the pack, you got costumes, you got all that. If you didn't buy the pack, you can of course buy these things individually, and so that's something you can spend your money on if you really want to. So that will help, you know, expand your experience with this expansion. So other than that, other than, you know, all those things I just mentioned, I mean, there are some new kit modules, and I think, you know, obviously ground and space powers with the temporal operative and all that that you can play with. And if you get one of those temporal ships, you'll have that temporal bridge officer seating, so you can play with this temporal space powers, and you can mess around with your ground abilities and you know, use whatever powers are available with this expansion. And that's pretty much, I think, the extent of what you can do as a current, you know, level 60 character. You don't want to roll a new character, but you just want to use this character. Now, what you're going to miss out is you're not going to be a temporal operative, so you're not going to get those account-wide rewards for temporal operative missioning, and you're going to miss out on the whole TOS faction experience and all the TOS missions. So that's what you will miss if you don't start a new character. If you just use your current level 60 in-game character, those are the things you'll be missing. But still, you do have access to a lot even without that. You could still have fun, you know, without rolling a new character. There are just certain things you're going to miss, obviously. The contact that you're going to use for all the temporal stuff is Philip Cray here. And
Greetings, how can I assist you today?
if you look at what he's got, if you come over and look at what he's got, you'll see what the rewards are going to be as you become a temporal operative. You're going to get, that's Delta Recruit, you're going to get Temporal Agent Advancement Reward. You can come over here and kind of hover over everything and see what you get. You get Lieutenant Commander, a Commander, a Captain, a Vice Admiral. You get R&D, Fleet Project Jumpstart, account-wide, Duty Officers, Specialization, Admiralty, Reputation Points, Space Trait, Rapid Support. Let's see, your career-specific fleet ability has a reduced recharge time. This applies to engineering fleet. Oh, okay, so reduced recharge time for your fleet ability. You'll have a starship trait, critical systems. Your ability to manipulate emergency power to your systems increases the overall damage output of your ship, increasing the chance of a critical hit and the damage it will inflict. Holy crap. DPSers are going to love this ability. Improved critical systems. For completing the Klingon War, Borg Advance, Breen Invasion, Cardassian Struggle, Romulan Mystery, Wasteland, Yesterday's War, Future Proof, and Delta Quadrant, you get mark rewards and dilithium ore. It's fleet marks and dilithium ore. So completing these storylines from a new, you know, character that you roll will give you these abilities, and I believe it's account-wide. So this can be a real big boon to your character. It can really help you to create a new character, can help your current in-game characters quite a bit. So those are the rewards. You can come over here and look at them, Philip Cray, and see what is available and see if that is a benefit of you. If none of this is a benefit to you, then don't roll a new character. But, you know, that's where you're going to see the most benefit, is doing that. I don't know what else to say as far as an in-game character goes. That's pretty much it. The real fun is going to be right here, guys. When you go to create a new character, this is the new stuff right here. Here you go. You can select regular Federation Starfleet, just like you normally would. You can select Romulan. You can select Klingon. And here's the new one, 23rd Century Starfleet. So they're calling this faction 23rd Century Starfleet, and it is a faction. Here are the aliens. You've got a human, an Andorian, a Tellarite, and a Vulcan. Those are the only playable species under it. So a lot less, because Starfleet, for example, you would look at this huge list of alien species available that you can play as. Romulan, even. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess it's about the same, really, on Romulan. Klingon has a lot more. So yeah, 23rd Century Starfleet is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 alien species, basically the same as Romulan. And that is what you can play as. Engineering, science, tactical. I mean, same setup. It's exactly the same game. It's just, obviously, it's going to sound and look like TOS. it's going to, be a whole thing. I look forward to doing this. I'm going to make a video on creating a new character and going through it and everything. But that's the big deal here. Is that's what this expansion really is all about. Is that new faction. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, since I bought the starter pack, since I bought the whole temporal pack, I have all of the TOS ships too. And it doesn't show up in the C store, I guess. Or they don't show up in the C store. But no, well, that's the original Enterprise. Well, I guess the temporal science vessels do. Okay, they do show up in the C store. I guess that makes sense. You'd have to claim them from here anyway. So there's the Tier 1 ship is going to be the original Enterprise. Tier 2 is Temporal Science Vessel Daedalus class. Here's the Temporal Escort. Here is the Temporal Cruiser Gemini. And then Tier 5, what is that going to be? It's Ranger, isn't it? Yeah, Ranger. I like the looks of this one, actually. I can't wait to get to that ship. It's going to be kind of fun to fly. It's like a pudgy Enterprise. And then Tier 6 is going to be whatever Tier 6 ship you want. I guess there's not a TOS-looking Tier 6 ship, is there? There's either the 26th century or 31st century or any other Tier 6 ship you want. Or 31st century. So that, I do have access to all those ships then. So when I do my TOS run-through, I will be able to claim those ships from the C store and fly them at each level. So that is going to be good. I'm going to do that for sure. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Just a nice little overview there of what you can do in game. That's what I found so far. There might be some other things to do. I haven't really looked at everything. I might be missing a couple of things here. Yeah. Oh, let's look real quick. Let me show you the time frame for the Temporal Agent. So July 6th now until August 24th. So as long as you create a TOS character or a 23rd century Starfleet character between now and August 24th, they will automatically be a temporal agent. Automatically. But after August 24th, it's just a regular 23rd century Starfleet character. It is no longer a temporal agent, and there are no longer temporal agent bonuses and all that, account-wide rewards and all that stuff. All that ends after August 24th. So really, you're good. As long as you create it between that time period or create the new character, you'll always have access to that temporal stuff. It won't disappear. So like, let's say you create a new character today and you sit on it for like months and you don't resume playing it until December, it's still going to have access to all that temporal agent stuff. That's not going to go away. It's just that you have to create it during this time frame. Once you create it, it will always be a temporal agent, and you can play it after the time has gone by, and you'll still get access to those temporal missions and temporal rewards and all that stuff, as long as you create it during this window. If you create it outside this window, then it's no longer a temporal agent. That's all. So that's a limited time. So I'm for sure going to create my character here soon, so that it is a temporal agent. And then I can play it on my own, at my own pace. So here's the deal, guys. Obviously, I want to cover all of this, or as much as I can. There's a lot to cover here. I think the very first thing I'm going to do is to record the new missions as a level 60 current in-game character. I'm going to play the Core of the Matter, and then I'm going to go to Future Proof, and I'm going to play Temporal Reckoning and Ragnarok. I'm going to play these new missions they have out and do a playthrough of that, so we can see what that's all about. I'm excited about new missions, new mission content. Another thing I can do is to play the SDFs. I can play them and record them, and we can see what the SDF's about. And I can do that as a level 60 character. And then I think the next thing to do is to roll a new character and record that process. So what I will do is I will record creating a new 23rd Century Starfleet character and go through the whole creation process of that, and record the whole introduction that will make my character a temporal agent then. And what I will do is, because I have just done a very long playthrough of the Federation faction with Rami Summers, another playthrough I've just done, and I have done, of course, playthroughs in the past, years past. So I've done a lot of Star Trek, normal missioning under Wasteland, Romulan, Cardassian, Breen, Borg, Solanae, Delta Quadrant, Iconian, all that. I've done a lot of that. So I don't really need to show these missions, because I've just done a playthrough of them. It would be redundant, and it wouldn't be any different. Even as a TOS character, the missions are going to be exactly the same. But what I will do is record the new and unique missions. That means I will play through all the TOS missions that they have that are new and unique. And I'll play up to a certain point. I'll play up to the point where we get to the regular Starfleet missions that I've already played or done playthroughs of, and then I just won't record those. I'll just play those off camera at my own pace. So that way, I will record a playthrough starting from fresh of a TOS character, and I will record all the new unique stuff, but I just won't record the old redundant stuff. See what I'm saying? But what I will do is I'll come in every time I rank up to my next level and get a new TOS ship. I will go ahead and record that, and record setting up my TOS ship, my new TOS ship at each rank, and then make a video doing some things in that TOS ship, going to battle, using its abilities, whatever, so that you can see what each rank of TOS ship looks like and how it works and what abilities it has and all that kind of stuff. So I'll make videos on those ships as I level up. That's kind of my plan. What do you guys think? Good plan? That way you see all the new stuff, but you don't see the old redundant stuff, because again, replaying these missions, like going through for example, the Romulan missions here and replaying these, it's going to be all exactly the same. Even as a temporal agent, all there's going to be is like one place on the map you're going to have to go to and do like a puzzle, and you've done your temporal thing in that map. So the missions are going to be exactly the same. There's no reason to re-record 90-something missions. If you look at my Rami Summers playthrough on free-to-play where I'm playing that, I mean, I'm up to almost like 90 videos on that, and it's definitely going to be way beyond 90, hundreds of videos. There's no reason to record another 100 videos for the TOS faction. There just isn't, because most of them are going to be redundant. But what I will do is record the new stuff, the stuff that hasn't been there before. That's the meat. That's the meat on the bone right there that we all want to see. So that's my plan moving forward. So if you will just be patient with me, bookmark my channel, and you will see those updates. I can't guarantee that there will be a brand new video on this expansion every day, but at least every week I will have a few new expansion videos every week. Because there are other things that I'm doing as well, such as I'm still continuing my free-to-play Rami Summers playthrough. I got a free-to-play playthrough on that going through. We've just hit the Iconian storyline on that one, and I want to finish playing that playthrough as well. And at the same time, there's another game I'm playing, Deus Ex. I want to keep recording that before August gets here, because a newer version, a newer game on it's coming out in August, and I want to get that game done before that game comes out. So there's a lot to record and a lot to do. So yeah, and if you guys really want to help, I'm not gonna lie, man, that Patreon stuff, it does help. I've got a certain goal that I want to reach, which will help me to actually make more videos. Because I've got a lot that I want to do, but I'm limited in hardware and internet speed and certain things that kind of slow me down. For example, when I record a video like this, it takes up my whole computer while it's transcoding. I can't do anything else. I can't play or make new videos. So there's some things that I want to improve and expand on that will help me make more videos and more content for this game or any game. And that Patreon stuff, that Patreon Really, really, really does help. You can check out the link in the description on that. Yeah, so there you go, guys. I'm going to try to bring it to you as much as I can. I'm going to do as much as I can, and just be patient. Check on the site every day. You never know when a new video might pop up. I don't really have a set schedule for when I'm going to have videos here for Star Trek Online Agents of Yesterday expansion. It's just they're gonna pop up when I make them. That's pretty much it. So just check every day and see if there's a new video posted or not. That's how that's gonna have to work for now. Yeah, I look forward to this. This is new, this is good, this keeps the game fresh and moving forward, and I'm very happy about the new content. Oh, I also forgot to mention there's also lock boxes. Duh. I mean, if you're really into that kind of thing, there are lock boxes. You can get a JJ Enterprise. They're calling it the Kelvin timeline now. You can actually get that ship, and it is a tier 6 ship. Or you can get the Vengeance, which is even better, I guess, and it's also a tier 6 ship. So, hey, if you're one to do lock boxes, have at it. Try to get yourself a JJ prize. Try to get yourself a Vengeance, because that is a thing now. It really is. Okay, everybody. Well, that's where I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.